A warm welcome to everyone who has tuned in to our careers broadcast today. I'm Ben and we're SpringPod, and today we're with SSE, one of the UK's leading energy companies. Now, energy plays a vital role in building a better world for us all. Over 3.7 million homes and businesses across the UK rely on SSE to provide this energy in a responsible and sustainable way. And that's where the people at SSE play an important role. SSE invests a lot of time and money into their employees because they believe it's an investment in their future. Their accredited apprenticeship and trainee programmes offer you not only the opportunity to play a key part in achieving the company's goals, but also grow your own skills as well. So what's it like working with this really diverse organisation? Well, that's what we're here to find out. But first, let's find out a little bit more about our guests today.
My name's Chris. I'm a trainee cable jointer out of Slough Depot.
My name's Cain and I'm a cable jointing instructor at SSE.
As a cable jointer, I help maintain the underground electricity network.
As a cable jointing instructor, I help develop the apprentices' practical skills and knowledge to enable them to become a cable jointer.
Before I joined SSE, I was at school doing my GCSEs.
Prior to being a jointing instructor, I was a cable jointer at West London Depot. I too joined SSE as a cable jointing apprentice.
I was attracted to SSE as it's a large, well-known company with a wide variety of career opportunities.
I like working for SSE because of the career opportunities it's given me. I started out as an apprentice, became a cable jointer, and now I'm a cable jointing instructor.
So we're really keen to hear about your role as an apprentice at SSE. Could you tell us a little bit more about the apprenticeship that you're doing?
Yes, I'm currently undertaking a 3-year apprenticeship as a cable jointer. I joined the company last year. I'm currently in my 2nd year. The apprenticeship involves practical training here at the jointing school, as well as theory training at college. And on a day-to-day basis, I am practicing the skills I've learned on site.
Okay, lovely. And just to add to that, do you know what your role will be at the end of the programme?
So at the end of the programme, I'll become a fully qualified cable jointer, where I'll be working on site, maintaining the network.
Great, thank you. And what attracted you most about apprenticeships, and when did you start looking at apprenticeships as a career pathway?
Well, I first considered it as a career pathway when I left school. So I just finished my GCSEs. I did quite well, so I had a lot of options, and I was looking for an apprenticeship, in particular an electrical style apprenticeship. SSE came up as a big structured company. It appealed to me, and I believed it was the place to come to achieve my career ambitions.
And just kind of adding on to that, how did you actually find out about SSE as a company? How did that come about for you?
Well, I actually first found out about it when there was a power cut on my street.
Oh wow!
And they came to resolve the fault, and it seemed really interesting what they were doing, and really appealed to me. So outside problem solving, work with electricity, and it seemed like an interesting career.
So could you also take us through the process you actually went through in becoming an apprentice here at SSE?
Yeah, so when I left school I was looking online for apprenticeships, and SSE appealed to me, so I applied online in January time. Then in March I was asked to go to the assessment centre and carry out a few different tests. And then after that went on to a 2-panel interview.
Yeah, I was just going to ask actually what that interview process was like, because I think a lot of people do find that quite intimidating. Yeah,
so they kind of all had us together doing the assessments initially, and then called us up one by one. They kept the interview quite casual, quite, you know, they weren't there to trip you up. They were there to basically get the best out of you and learn about you, what you had to offer.
Lovely, yeah, that is very interesting actually. Thank you, Chris. So moving on to you, Cain there. Chris has already given us quite a lot of information about the apprenticeship programme at SSE. Could you tell us a little bit more about your role here at SSE?
Yeah, well, my role as a cable jointing instructor is basically to teach the new apprentices the cable jointing. So is to develop their practical hand skills and their knowledge about cable jointing. So after each course, they can then go out on site and joint under the personal supervision of another cable jointer.
All right, okay. And I know it's not easy to perhaps put a specific number on this. Do you know roughly how many apprentices you do actually train each year?
Yeah, I think for the Power Network Craft Apprenticeship, they take on around about 50 each year. For my side, the cable jointing is normally sort of in the high 20s. So for example, this year, 2019, we had 27 cable jointing apprentices out of that year's intake.
So could you also talk us through what the training actually involves and maybe tell us how an apprentice is actually assessed in the school?
Yeah, as a cable jointing apprentice, what you do, you'd visit the jointing school in 3 separate blocks for the different types of cable. The 3 courses, they run fairly similarly. The first part of the course will be training, and the second part of the course will be assessment. For the training aspect of it, we've got a display demonstration bench. So one of the trainers would display the joint, but we wouldn't do the whole joint from start to finish. We break it down into small sections.
Right.
So everyone would gather around, we do a small section of the joint, introducing a new component or a new tool, and then people go back to the jointing base to complete that task, and we'd run through a number of joints that way. That's the training part of the course. They'll be asked to do a selection of joints after that, where the trainers will be walking around, and if we see you struggling or you're stuck in any way, we'll jump in and help. You'll always be watched in some way.
Yeah.
The ratio is 1 to 6, so there's always someone watching you.
Okay.
And then when you reach a certain standard, then we move on to the assessment part of the course.
So yeah, sounds like quite a straightforward process then. And Chris, just to add to what Cain was talking about there, could you tell us a little bit more about what a day-to-day role actually involves here at SSE?
Yeah, so throughout your apprenticeship, you'll be predominantly working at the depot. However, you'll be doing theory training at college, as well as your practical training at the jointing school. When you're working at the depot, you'll be asked to carry out a set number of joints and other activities relating to your job that you'll be doing, where you'll be asked to take pictures of what you've done, as well as do a write-up as work-based evidence for your portfolio.
So it sounds like there's definitely quite a variety of opportunities to learn whilst on the job. Staying with you there, Chris, what sort of skills do you think the apprenticeship has helped you develop?
So as a result of becoming an apprentice here at SSE, I've definitely developed my communication, my interpersonal and math skills. For example, on a day-to-day basis, especially when you're working on faults, you are dealing with customers, keeping them updated, informed of the progress of the job, as well as my organisational skills, as I have to plan jobs and plan work for my portfolio, as well as making sure I keep on top of it, which means being organised and using your time effectively.
Okay, lovely. And what do your friends from school and family think of your apprenticeship programme?
Well, if I'm honest with you, most of my friends are really jealous of me doing this apprenticeship programme. You know, it's the highest paid apprenticeship out of all my friends. It's the most structured. You know, I'm guaranteed to be going to college at certain times, getting my practical training, as well as I will not be in any debt to do this programme, as it's being paid for by the company, as well as being paid to carry out the course. Yeah. So there's many benefits to this programme.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's great to know that all the kind of the stereotypes and the stigma about apprenticeships is very much changing, I'd say. Just going back to you, Cain, there, what do you actually enjoy most about your role as a trainer here at SSE?
For me, I enjoy the apprentices, I just enjoy going through their whole journey with them. I mean, we see them right at the beginning of their apprenticeship where they're sort of quite green, they come into the jointing school, and then we also see them right at the end, at their end point assessment, where they come for their test to become a fully authorised jointer. So you see it from start to finish. I think also, sometimes when we're training, if you've got a specific apprentice or trainee who's maybe struggling with one aspect of a joint or something, and then you may be able to maybe teach that in a different way or show that in a different way, and then suddenly they sort of crack it. We get satisfaction from that, from showing someone a different way around doing something.
And Cain, what advice would you give to someone who is maybe looking to join the apprentice programme here at SSE?
I would just say just to work hard all the way through it, apply yourself well, and be positive. And also remember that Wherever you are, whether you're at the jointing school, at college, at the depot, if you are stuck or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing next, then there's always someone to ask, whether it's a trainer, a mentor, or one of your managers. And just to remember that these apprenticeship opportunities are open to everyone.
Well, that's a great bit of advice, thank you, Cain. And how about you, Chris? Based on your experience so far, what advice would you give?
I would just say, especially when you're at the depot, work hard. If you're unsure of anything, ask questions. And if you feel like you're falling behind on anything or you're unsure of anything, speak to someone. There's so many people around you to help. For example, when I was at the jointing school, there was a maths aspect as part of the programme that I was really unsure of. At the end of the day, I spoke to Cain about it, and he talked me through it until I fully understood. And things like that have been really helpful for my career.
I can quite honestly say it's been really fun finding out all about life as an apprentice here at SSE. And to me personally, it's really exciting to see that an apprentice plays such an integral role. In fact, if you were ever in any doubt that apprentices do play a very vital role in the business, I'm hoping that this session today has helped you dispel those myths. And remember, you can find out more about apprenticeships at SSE and interact with ambassadors like Chris and Cain by joining the SSE Talent Pool on SpringPod. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time for another Careers broadcast.